And welcome back to the New York Jets franchise rebuild. Here today will be the mid-season report. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day. Please leave a like, comment down below what you thought of some decision I made and overall how the team has been performing so far throughout this season. If you are new to the channel and you have not seen a mid-season report, this is about a 20-minute rant of just me talking about the team and so far my thoughts on the roster. We go through both some scouting, some of the up and coming free agents, and we go through stats. But today we're going to start off going through some stats, and I also want to look at the schedule one more time with you guys. But checking out the stats throughout the first 7 games or the first 6 games of the season, Steven James has thrown over 1,400 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 7 INTs. To be honest with you guys, Steven has not had a terrible start to his season, but not at all a great start either. I mean, if you look at these games here, week 1 he looked fantastic. Week 2 he struggled at the beginning, and then he threw 3 touchdowns at the end to kind of make up for it. Pittsburgh, we just kind of ran the football. And then the Falcons, he had his best day and he only played a half, or the first half. And then in the last 2 weeks, we've only put up 24 or 27 points, or 31 points, excuse me. Jesus Christ, I can't do math. And James has not really looked good. He hasn't thrown he's only thrown 3 games with over 3 touchdowns. So I want to see more consistency out of our quarterback. He's also fumbled the ball now 5 times in the last 2 weeks. I don't want to see him have those type of games. But still happy with him performing even as a game manager. In terms of running the football, Michael Carter continues to be the bell cow. Has yet to find the end zone, and I'm okay with that. That's mostly Adam Wright's job, and he continues to perform very well. And I'm happy with the addition of Taylor Newberry, who continues to make plays out of the backfield, especially even through the air. Even though Taylor is not at all a receiving back, he's much more of just a typical running back. He still makes plays with his hands, so happy to see him doing that. In terms of receiving, gotta be loving the addition of DeAndre Hopkins. Over 500 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns. He's played excellent throughout this season. Elijah Moore is right behind him with almost 400 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. And then Meredith with almost 200 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Here are the rest of the players making catches here. Taylor Newberry has also caught over 100 yards receiving. Happy with his performance. Sean Samuel, quiet so far throughout this season. Hopefully he picks it up in the back half of this year. In terms of the offensive line, which we've had to shuffle around a lot, no standouts in terms of sacks allowed. Not really any. I don't really have thoughts on the offensive line. Just want them to play better. In terms of the defense, it's actually been a very interesting year. I mean, we've been now with Aaron Donald getting 5 sacks last week. I mean, yeah, he did that, and that's fantastic. But we really don't have a guy that throughout the first 5 games has really produced a heavily amount of sacks. If you take those 5 sacks away from Donald, we have Jonathan Jackson and Myers with 3. And that's just not good enough when you have a Donald, a Jackson, a Myers, and a Quinton Williams, who they got to start to pick up the pace more. But our secondary and our back half of the defense have picked up a ton of turnovers. Jalen Bonds, Michael Hampton with 1 interceptions, and the rest of our defense has continued to cause turnovers, which is kind of surprising because our defense doesn't cause too many turnovers, especially last year we didn't. So I'm happy to see that. I just want to now see the sacks go up, and hopefully it does here. In terms of kicking, we've been fine. Punting, fine. And then in terms of special teams, and we've been good here. And let's go quickly through this up-and-coming draft class here. And, I've done a little bit of homework, not a ton of it. I'll do more throughout the season whenever I have free time to do so. But I have a few players that I like. But one interesting note here, there are a ton of first-round quarterbacks. There's 8 of them in this up-and-coming draft class. So in a series where there's a lot of teams that I know that need a starting quarterback. Hopefully they will be able to draft them potentially. But this is a very heavy quarterback class. A few good running backs, always a solid amount of wide receivers. But let's go through quickly the few players that I've at least highlighted, just taking notes of. And let's start with Corey Minor here, who has right now 8 catching, which I'm just very intrigued with. I'm hoping that he could be a good player. He's an excellent athlete. And for every other of his skills in terms of coverage ability, I don't know just yet, but that A awareness is also very important to me. It's just a rating that always just elevates an overall to make the pick look a little bit better. So hopefully Corey could be, he's not a player that we could draft, but he's definitely an interesting prospect. And probably a player that we could draft is a player like Matt Joe here, who has B zone coverage, C block shed, C tackle, 22 years old out of Ole Miss. Looks like a good athlete to me. And we also know his man coverage, which is also B, and he has B awareness. With Jalen Smith's contract being up in the air right now, I don't know what we're going to do with him just yet. I do think drafting another off-ball linebacker in the second round-ish makes sense for our team. So Matt Joe here could be a prospect we go after in the upcoming free agency. For the rest of these players, Ezekiel Layman here, who has right now C-man D zone. I really liked him as an athlete. He has solid speed, maybe much more of a safety. Ezekiel here could be a interesting prospect that we decide to draft. Let's go quickly check through the upcoming signings, and we're probably going to make a couple signings here today. So these are the up-and-coming contracts, and right now we can only work with 8 players, and there are a few here that I do want to work with, but let's start on the back half, and we'll just start right here with Sean. And right now with Sean Samuel, here's the problem with Samuel, is that he's a borderline number 3 wide receiver. He has been able to put up solid production throughout his career, but he's just a player that I don't know if I can really pay $5 million to as of right now. He's an okay playmaker. He has solid speed. He has actually very good speed for 96 speed. But, as a deep threat, he doesn't always make the big play down the field. He has to kind of be wide open to do so. He doesn't have the best release. Overall, I look at Sean as a above average, an average number 2 and above average number 3. Probably replaceable, if I would say so myself. For Jack Conklin, he's actually a player that we drafted a rookie that I'm basically giving him a year of development, and I'm looking to just get cheaper in terms of the offensive line, just because I know that I want to pay Elijah Tucker, and I know I want to play Doug Thomas. But Jack Conklin's a player that I probably will let regression hit, and we'll see what happens. With Elijah Tucker, who has struggled at times, but he's a decent overall. He's a much better in the pass finesse and power blocking instead of just his regular pass blocking for some reason. But he's definitely a player that I would like to keep on this roster. I think he's a good player. He's definitely a contract that we will work with today. For Justin Tucker, right now I'm not going to work with him. He's probably going to be by the end of the season, and same with Bradbury. Steven Meredith. I have no idea what to do with Meredith here. This is a reasonable contract too. The problem with Meredith, though, is that he's never had a full 17-game season. He's never posted up more than 600 or 700 receiving yards. And even though I love his ratings, we did draft a kid in Dylan Henry who could develop almost exactly like him if you give him the same opportunities that we gave Meredith. The thing is this, Meredith is a proven commodity. He is a playmaker, and I do really like him when he's out there on the field. He's only had 1 year with over 600 yards receiving, and he's never posted up more than 6 touchdowns. And in terms of if we just go to general, I mean, the most games he's ever played in a year is 14, which is good, but you know, you see 11, you see 9. Right now he's staying healthy, but I don't know if I can trust him throughout a whole 17 games or an 18-week season. So Meredith's one of those players that I don't know just yet. For Aaron Donald right now, we brought him in just to try to win a Super Bowl, so I don't know if I'm going to give him this contract just yet. For John Franklin Myerson, this is a contract that I do also want to work on today. No matter how much I know he's 29 years old and he's going to hit regression, I know that I probably could get him cheaper, but what I don't want to do is this. I don't want to wait until the last week of the re-signing phase, not be able to re-sign him, and then have to franchise tag him, because that tag could easily go to Meredith or go to probably go to Meredith, because, you know, we could just sit here and say, well, we have Meredith for another season and he's going to be 27 years old by the end of his franchise tag, and there you go. I think that's a much more of a logical approach to take it. So let's go work on the contracts for Myers and for Elijah Vanna Tucker. We'll start with Tucker here, who's an 86 overall, who right now wants a 2-year worth $11 million. So I want to give him a 4-year deal. And we're going to bump this up. We're going to bump this up to about $28 million. I think that's fair for a starting caliber right guard or a left guard. Excuse me. And he should be able to, and he should accept this. 4 years, $28 million. He accepts. Elijah Vanna Tucker stays. We keep one of our better young interior or offensive linemen. We also do have the cap space to work with. We have a little over $100 million, so I'm not right now too worried about that. And Tucker's a good player, so I want to keep him. For Myers, this is a very big contract for a 28, going to be 29-year-old, but we'll have him until he's about, what, 32, 33 years old or 31 years old. And I'm comfortable giving him a contract right around this price. So I'm going to just raise it to 45, 45.1, 3 years, $45.1 million. And John Franklin Myers also stays a New York Jet. Now let's go do some upgrades here. We have Jonathan Jackson, who I've been trying to make him a well-rounded pass rusher. And this time around, I want to go into run stopping. I want to continue to make that as a solid skill for him. And we get some block shed, play action rec, and tackle. For Michael Hamden, who I've been continuing to basically kind of go back between man and zone, we run a little bit more zone coverage. So I'm just going to continue going with that, trying to just continue to make that a top skill. We get +2 zone, some jumping, some play rec. And here's Sean Samuel, which I'm going to go with the physical and hoping for some release in this upgrade, as we get a lot of upgrade. We get some catch and traffic, medium route running, 1 release, spec catch, some more speed, +1 to speed. So now he has 97 speed, my goodness. Hopefully Samuel will have a breakout second half season. For Jack Conklin, I'm just going to continue going to pass protector. I just need him to be good there. Hopefully hoping that he can do so. For Phil Caskillow, and this is the interesting one with Phil, because he's 5'7", he's interesting because he has that great down the field presence, or that initial speed. But what I really think that I want to work on is being an underneath type of receiver. This time, though, we're going to go with the physical. Again, trying to get that release up. We don't get it. We get catching, medium, and spec catch, which is still good. Here's one of our backup edge rushers, Rodney Stackhouse. We'll just go with power rusher with him. Make him a 75 overall. We also get some speed with him as well. Might as well. Here are his ratings right now. Who's in a very solid point. You know, he is, in my opinion, starting caliber if needed. For Max Wilkers, I kind of just go with the lowest archetype with offensive linemen, at least when they're rookies. And we got some solid ratings here. Max is still a solid player. We gotta just work on that run block finesse. That's about it. But happy with his spot. For Zach Gold right now, I'm gonna continue going. I just put everything in pass coverage with linebackers usually. We get man coverage and awareness. Happy that upgrade. And then finally, for DeAndre Hopkins, I don't really think there's any necessary skill he needs to work on. So we're just going to go with physical, just to continue hoping to get those 50-50 balls to come our way. Get some release, some strength in there, catch and traffic. Happy with that upgrade too. And with that, guys, that is today's mid-season report. I did decide to do the weekly training. We did lose Steven Meredith, who, yet again, doesn't play a full 17 game season. Dylan Henry's going to get the start. We'll go into more depth next time with that. But that's today's mid-season report. I hope you guys do enjoy today's episode. We went through some stats. We went through a couple contracts. There's still a couple more things that I need to do. But this will be the lineup for this up-and-coming matchup here in Week 8. Jack Matthews will start at right tackle because of the injury to Jack Conklin. Defensively, no really changes here, but these are the changes. We are welcoming back Jalen Smith. But guys, I do really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please leave a like, comment down below what you thought, and don't forget to subscribe. I do hope you guys are enjoying these faster episodes. I do want to let you guys know I am trying to get these episodes as quickly as I possibly can for you guys, because I would like to do at least 1 or 2 more seasons before Madden 23 does drop, before we go directly into that next franchise. So I'm trying to get through this season as quickly as I can, and then we'll probably slow down for a few weeks and then pick it back up once Madden 23 drops. But again, guys, that's pretty much the plan here in this Jets franchise rebuild. I do hope you guys again enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.